Welcome to the Ghostly Chronicles, the Black Staircase. Deep in the heart of the Carpathian Mountains, there was a village where no one dared tread too far into the surrounding forest. Locals whispered of the Black Staircase, an ancient structure that appeared only under the light of a blood moon. It was said to rise from the ground like a phantom, a spiraling staircase made of obsidian-like stone, leading neither up nor down but into something no one who returned could fully explain. Adventurer and folklorist Miriam Crowley had spent her life chasing legends, and this one intrigued her like no other. She arrived at the village on the eve of the blood moon, prepared with her notebook, camera, and an unshakable belief that the supernatural always had a logical explanation. The villagers warned her to leave. "The staircase doesn't belong to this world," one elderly man whispered, his voice trembling. "It's a doorway, but not for us." Miriam, undeterred, set out that night with her guide, a skeptical hunter named Emile. As the moon rose, its crimson light bathed the forest in an eerie glow. The air grew colder, heavier, as if the forest itself was holding its breath. And then, they saw it. The black staircase emerged from the ground like a living thing, twisting and spiraling into the earth. It shimmered in the moonlight, an impossible black void against the blood-red sky. Miriam's breath caught. Emile froze, gripping his rifle tightly. "Emile, this is wrong, we shouldn't— Miriam, we're here, we can't turn back now." The staircase radiated an unnatural chill. Miriam placed a hand on the stone. It was impossibly smooth and cold, almost wet, though no moisture lingered on her fingers. Without a word, she began her descent. Emile hesitated, but followed, muttering curses under his breath. The first few steps felt normal, if unsettling. The air grew colder, and the light from the moon faded until only their flashlights pierced the darkness. The deeper they went, the more wrong the staircase felt. The walls began to pulse faintly as if the stone was alive. A low hum filled the air, vibrating through their bones. "Emile, this isn't just stone, it's organic." Miriam didn't respond. Her focus was on the symbols etched into the walls, glowing faintly now, a language she didn't recognize, but it tugged at her mind as if she should understand it. The hum grew louder, almost deafening as they reached a platform. The platform opened into a vast, underground cavern. In the center was a monolithic altar, surrounded by strange, angular statues that seemed to shift and move when not directly observed. On the altar lay a book, its pages turning as if caught in a non-existent breeze. Miriam approached the altar, her flashlight flickering. Emile hung back, his rifle raised. "Emile, we need to go." Miriam ignored him, her eyes locked on the book. Its pages were filled with the same symbols from the walls, but as she stared, the symbols rearranged themselves into words she could understand. Her fingers hovered over the book, trembling. "Miriam, it's a map to another place." "Emil, what kind of place?" Miriam didn't answer. The cavern began to tremble, and the hum turned into a roar. The statues around them moved, their angular forms twisting and cracking, revealing glistening insect-like limbs beneath. One of them turned its head, a head with no eyes but a wide, tooth-lined grin, and screamed. "Run! Emile, run!" Emile yelled, firing his rifle. The bullet ricocheted harmlessly off the creature's carapace. Miriam grabbed the book and bolted for the staircase, Emile close behind. The creatures gave chase, their movements unnaturally fast and fluid, their screeches echoing through the cavern. The staircase twisted as they ascended, the steps now slick and uneven. Miriam clutched the book tightly, her breath ragged. The walls seemed to close in, the pulsing light growing brighter and more chaotic. Emile fired blindly behind them, his curses drowned out by the creature's screams. As they neared the surface, the staircase began to collapse. The ground shook violently, and the creature's claws scraped closer. With a final burst of effort, they reached the forest, tumbling onto the mossy ground as the staircase crumbled into nothingness behind them. For a moment there was silence. The blood moon still hung in the sky, but the air felt lighter, the oppressive chill gone. Emile lay on the ground, panting, while Miriam clutched the book, her mind racing. "Emile, you're insane, you brought that thing here." Miriam didn't answer. She opened the book again, her eyes scanning the shifting symbols. The words had changed, but one phrase stood out, clear and ominous. "The first gate is open." From the forest came a low, resonant hum, followed by the sound of something massive moving beneath the earth. The villagers had been right. The staircase wasn't a relic of the past, it was an invitation. And now something had accepted. Please like, share, and subscribe.